need to have, and how much money do you need to make in order to get started at like an entry level purchase in Manhattan?
An entry level purchase depends on what you want to buy, but let's say you're trying to buy something for $1 million, right? If you're going to pay cash, you need to have $1 million. If you're going to get a loan, typically you'd want to put down at least 300 grand, right? If you can.
It's 30%.
Right, so you're borrowing 70% of that purchase price, so that way you don't have to pay any type of private mortgage insurance. Right, you want to be able to cover the monthlies. It's the monthlies that get you. It's not the purchase. You live in the monthly payment, or you invest into the monthly payment. If you're going to have rentals that cover the cost, right, that's great. If you can make a return, that's great. But I think now the baseline, and it's a little bit insane, especially for two people, I think you have to be earning somewhere around $250,000 to buy $1 million apartment in Manhattan, and if that's where you want to live.
Yeah, especially considering the HOA.
Yeah, the HOA, which are in New York City, they're called common charges, plus the real estate taxes, plus everything else. Like you just said, there's always something that comes up. The refrigerator breaks. It's 10 grand for
10 grand for what? 10 grand for what?
New refrigerator. If you want a nice something that comes up, the refrigerator breaks. It's 10 grand.
Nigga, what is he smoking? What kind of refrigerator? What kind of refrigerators I got over in New York and Manhattan? Listen. I'm no slouch when it comes to expenses, spending money, all of that. Nigga, who's spending $10,000 on a refrigerator in New York? Sub-Zero refrigerators is going for 10 grand? Let me see, bro. I got to see for myself now. I'm not going to let y'all finesse me. Jesus, seriously? Fuck. What they do? What's so awesome about them? Fresher, more flavorful food. Man, get the hell out of here, bro. Them is regular shelves, bro. Man, get out of here, bro. Y'all extra. Y'all extra as hell. You not about to sell me on no regular refrigerator talking about it 7. Get the hell out of here, bro. Listen, I like nice things. I like pretty awesome stuff, but ain't no way in the world you're gonna sell me on that refrigerator is $10,000. No, nope. And listen, I like a good finesse every once in a while. I'm not gonna lie. I get finessed off of nice furniture. I got high-end furniture. I bought the Samsung 85-inch, the framed 85-inch. I got all of that shit. I just gave the apartment tour the other day on Darth Anton. I gave a corporate apartment tour. How is it worth it? How is it worth it? How is it worth it? I gave a tour of my corporate place. I live like an open book. I got very, 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 very high-end furniture in my shit. But I'm not paying $10,000 for a refrigerator, bro. I'm not paying $10,000 for a refrigerator. I'm not, bro. Under no circumstances. Yeah, Darth Anton is, that's my favorite channel. Nope, I'm not. If it's commercial grade appliances for your home, then why is it breaking? That's all I'm saying.
For a new refrigerator, if you want a nice one, it's nuts.
Yeah, I was speaking to a friend of mine. He is renting a place in Manhattan and he wants to buy it from the seller.
Yep.
And the problem is that he needs to like get approved, not only like the financial getting approved from a
Yeah, to
lender,
do
but
a
also
board package.
he has to get approved by like the local board
Yeah, in the
that
building.
manages, the
I
building.
had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
Every residential building that you buy into, other than a townhouse, because you're buying the house
Yeah.
in New York City, if it's a condo, you have a condo board. And if it's a co-op, you have a co-op board. The co-op board can turn you down for anything, and they don't have to tell you why. They don't like the color of your eyes. You could have $100 million in the bank. We don't want you in our building. And they'll give you your money back, and the seller can no longer sell to you. That's a co-op board. A condo board can't do that. They have the right of first refusal. So if they turn down a purchaser who's verified and qualified, they don't have to sell to you, but then they do have to buy the apartment from the owner at the same exact price, which has happened like a couple times in history. But you do have to fill out a massive condo application. Oftentimes it's 2 years tax returns.
Whoa.
It's reference letters, both professional and personal, who's going to be.
And that's the real game that people don't understand, that when you get into certain spaces, that it's qualifying yourself to be able to, what rich people do in order to vet people that they don't want around them, or when certain communities are using to vet people that they don't want around them. And see, y'all sit here and y'all complain about they don't want me in the neighborhood. Nigga, they don't even have to have you in the building. You can get in the neighborhood, but you can't get in the building. And then so the way that they qualify you is that they vet you. Same way that they use use to join a country club. Same way that they use in order to join certain organizations. You have to meet and qualify to be able to be around them, because they don't want just anybody inside of their building. It's just the way that it is in real life. You can't come in there doing whatever the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. You can't have a bad reputation. You might have to be the who's who, depending on what building that you're going to. And so you have to qualify to be able to join certain buildings and to be able to purchase an opportunity to be in there. It's just the truth. It's real. It's so fucking real.
They're animals or they're kids. It's a lot.
Now, is that because that one person could affect negatively the value for everyone else? Like if they're throwing parties with like 20 people in there all the time.
100%.
Okay.
In part two, it's also, it's another form of checks and balances. Just remember, it's New York City, right? And everyone shares the same front door. You all have your own individual doors, but you all share the same front door.
Facts.
And so there's background checks, there's credit checks, and it doesn't often mean that the person's not going to be able to buy it, but it does create a barrier of entry that for someone who probably shouldn't be in the building or probably shouldn't buy it, they're not going to want to do that board package. So they just don't. In new construction where you're buying from the developer, that's the one time you can buy an apartment building where you don't have to do that application process, but you do have to have the money.
The problem is that his is a co-op, and
tricky.
the seller, their hopeful seller, bought it during like 2020 when rates were really low. And so I told my friend, I was like, dude, you should just try to do this sub 2, or you should try.
It's so funny because even me myself, I'm actually stacking like crazy. Because I want to own the most expensive apartment in the city. I already got the best apartment in the city. Nobody got a better view than I do of the city. Nobody, not one person in the city of Detroit has the best view, has the best penthouse, has the best apartment than me. Not one person, right? And then I know that the Hudson building is coming up too. So I'm actually stacking and saving my cheese, because I plan on possibly, after I do the tour, if I like it, possibly buying the top penthouse inside of there. And so allegedly it's supposed to go for, I think, anywhere between 2 and 3 million, if I'm not mistaken. And that's in 2027. So we're gonna see how that play out. But yeah, you gotta qualify, and everybody is not accessible. You can't just walk in and that just be the end of the conversation. You can't just do it. What about Eminem's daughter? What about it? What do you mean M's daughter? What does M's daughter got to do with anything?
Try to do it like a seller finance, and then the seller was like all down for that, but then the co-op they just don't allow it.
Yeah. And you can't, unfortunately, what would totally change the game is if you could assign residential interest rates the same way you can in commercial. In commercial, you can assign the rate. In residential, you can't. So that would be that would change the game.
I always thought that you should be able to take your mortgage with you.
Yeah, you
when
can't
you buy
do that.
something else.
No, they want that mortgage recording tax.
Of course.
Like in New York City, the mortgage recording tax is 2% of the loan.
It's 2%?
2% of the loan amount. 1.925% of the loan.
No, she don't. No, she don't. We in the same building and she does not have a better view than me. That's a fact. No, she don't. She does not. We in the exact same building and she does not have a better view than me. Number one. They try to shut the whole fucking building down when Eminem come in. That's how you know that Eminem is there. She does not have a better view than me and she does not have a better apartment than me. That's the facts. It's not one person in the city that got a better view or apartment than me. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, that's the honest to God truth.
Loan amount. So the right to get a loan in New York City, if you get a loan of $1 million, right? It's 20 grand at the closing table just to, what do you mean? It's New York City. Everything's taxed. Like, it's just, and taxes are only going higher, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The mansion tax goes up to 4% in New York City now.
New York City got a mansion tax? New York City got a mansion tax. Seriously? 4% for a mansion tax? Man, I think that everybody should leave, bro. Honestly. I think that everybody should just leave New York. Seriously. People should just get the fuck out of there. It ain't worth it no more. You can go and build up your own community somewhere else.
In LA, it's intense too, right?
Yeah.
You got that luxury tax that I think over $5 million is 6%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Great politics.
Who pays the transfer tax?
It depends. Typically, the standard rule of thumb is it's the seller. Mm-hmm. It's also just over 2%.
So the seller would pay like 5% in commissions or whatever, 5-6%.
And then they pay 2% in transfer.
Yes, and then
7%.
potentially the mansion.
No, mansion's paid by the buyer.
Oh, okay.
Now, those are all...
But it's still taken out of the same pool of money that's being transacted.
Correct. But You
said... Deshandre says, I mean, if you can afford a mansion, you can afford to pay the tax. Why should I pay a tax? Why should I be taxed more than everybody else just because I can afford to? I've never understood that. I understand exclusivity. I understand that you're paying for amenities. I understand that you're paying whatever. Even when it comes to income taxes, I think that everybody should be taxed at the exact same flat rate. Everybody should be taxed at the exact same flat rate. Nobody should be taxed more than everybody else. The rates should be the same across the board. You can't have an escalating rate just because this person make more. That's bullshit. A mansion tax, man, that's a finesse, bro. That's the biggest finesse that I've never heard in my entire life.
Sometimes, especially in tough markets, people will pay different parts of closing costs. Like if you buy new construction and the developer really wants to sell, they'll say, all right, so this price, I'll pay the transfer taxes as the developer. I'll pay your mansion tax. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll give you 6 months of common charges because it's all about the net price and the buyer wants the absolute best deal possible. So sometimes, but because it's all about the net, the buyer is paying all the fees anyway. It's their money that they're giving in exchange for the apartment, right? Or the home that is then being used to pay all those fees. So it's just net.
Is that cost going to come down over time, do you think, with like ChatGPT and AI maybe taking over some of the real estate agent commission work, that maybe it's whittled down from 5% down to 2%? Or like you have an AI.
Somebody said the rich should be taxed less because they create jobs. I'm not saying that we got to be taxed less. I'm willing to pay what everybody else pay. I don't think that I should pay more just because I'm successful or just because I work harder than everybody else. That part is bullshit. No. Keep it fair for me, keep it fair for you, keep it fair across the board, and learn how to manage what we put into the treasury effectively. But no, don't overtax me just because I'm me. That's nonsense.
Agent of some sort that
listen,
does a deal on blockchain.
If you can find me a qualified person who, even with efficient work, will do it for 2%, by all means. And they've tried it. Every firm is coming to the United States to try to create discount brokerage. Redfin collapsed, Purple Bricks collapsed, left the city. Like there's so many people have tried it, and it's absolutely possible. You can do it. The service is okay, but the best people work for the biggest incentives. And if there are marketplaces where sellers are willing to pay 5 or 6% or more to get the best people, that's where they're going to go. Compass was Urban Compass. They set out, they raised their first initial set of funding to break the brokerage system because they had neighborhood experts who were fee-based people, right? To create lower commission incentives on sellers, right? It was all fee-based. It was great. I'm not going to work for an hourly wage, right? I'd rather work for free with bigger opportunity. And consumers would rather pay nothing until the end.
So how often do you see it where a Zillow agent brings in a buyer to like a luxury building?
A lot. That's why Zillow makes all of their money. It's an agent at any other firm, but they're part of a Zillow program that's enabling them to get lead flow, right? And so we hustle to get listings all day long. Those listings syndicate out to Zillow. Zillow then takes those listings and sells the leads to those listings to other agents.
It's nothing like, no matter how much money you make, there is nothing more painful. Nothing in the world. I love to pay my employees. I have a massive monthly payroll that I issue out every single month. All right. I love to pay on my employees. I love to spend money on real estate. I'll write a check and write a deal without even blinking twice. Nothing is worse than giving money over and writing a huge 6 or 7 figure check just because I was successful. There's nothing more painful. Nothing in my existence. Nothing could ever prepare me. Nothing could ever prepare me for writing a 6 to 7 figure check every fucking year. And I had immediately, first time I ever did that shit, I said, nope, I'm done. Got to make some moves. Got to make some moves. Got to make some moves. This is bullshit. I did that shit. First time I ever did that, I was like, I'm not, no. This is the devil. This is a demon. This is a demon. Real talk. I said, I got to do things differently. I don't care how much money you make, bro. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Every fucking person that I know do a tax extension every year. Every person I know that do a tax extension every year. I can't stand it. All year, every year. Do you know what we do? All year, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. You know what I think about? Bookkeeping, taxes, tax strategists. Fuck. Okay, I got to get rid of some money over here. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to take care of this. I got to do that. Every month. I don't think about, I'm not worried about hoes. I'm not worried about being broke. I'm not worried about cheating. Nigga, let me tell you something. It's going to sound crazy, but it's so real. I'd rather get cheated on than write a 7-figure check, nigga. I would rather somebody come to me and say, hey man, you know your chick is cheating on you, right? Than to write a fucking 7-figure check, nigga. Fuck that. Cheat on me all day, every day. I don't give a fuck. I'm not that tied to anybody. I don't worry about, see, that's what regular niggas do. They worry about their chick going out of town. They worry about, oh man, I got to keep her location. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about that. I'll be thinking to myself, whoa, what's the numbers? Okay. All right. Well, we got to figure out how to make that shape. Got to figure out how to make that shape. Yo, I ain't worried about none of that other stuff. I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that even at all. People that have resources think differently about life. They don't concern themselves with the same bullshit that people be focusing on. Be looking at that like, man, you so petty. Man, let her be for the streets. Fuck that bitch. Hey, man, what we doing on this taxes? What we doing on this money? Yeah. We got to make sure that we take care of business, bro. That's what the play. That's what your life is gonna be like once you get to a certain level. And I know you're gonna get there because I got faith in you.
You know what I don't like is that on
And that's
Zillow,
what their class action lawsuit is about right now.
That's what I thought was ridiculous. Is that on Zillow, it's like contact this property, but then the listing agent information is buried in a sea of text. And I remember recently, a buddy was looking at a place in Vegas and says, "Hey, could you come with me to see this house?" And so we pull up to this house, and this dude shows up, and I'm thinking, is this the listing agent? This is a little weird. The guy just seemed a bit nice guy, just out of it a little bit. Anyway, he shows us through the house, and then at the very end, I say, "Is this the listing agent?" She's like, "No, I reached out on Zillow. I thought he was the listing agent." I said, "No."
Somebody said, "AD, you swear you a superhero?" No, you swear I'm a superhero, nigga. I'm talking regular, real shit that I'm telling you that people that have resources deal with on a regular basis. Ain't got nothing to do with no superheroes. A real concern. All right, look at it like this. You complain when a nigga borrow $50 from you and they don't even pay you back. You complain when y'all complaining about going 50-50. Think about that shit. I see y'all arguing every single day on the internet, video after video, pulling up on my timeline talking about, man, I ain't going 50-50 with no chick. Now imagine somebody just taking your money just because, nigga, you worked. Imagine somebody taking your money because you worked. Imagine knowing that you'll never, ever get a tax return ever in your life. And then you'll have a funky bitch on the internet talking about, I deserve my food stamps. Or you got Brandon Johnson over there in Chicago talking about, yeah, we need to tax these niggas more. They need to pay their fair share. Nigga, what? What? Or you got Mom Donnie over there talking about, I'm going to put 2% more on these niggas. Like, nigga, they got a 50%, 50%. Imagine that you make $1 million, right? That mean, nigga, you made less than $500,000. You can take home less than $500,000. Nigga, that's death. That should be angry to anybody. That should be angry to anybody. This ain't got nothing to do with being no superhero, Superman, Batman, blank man. I don't care who you are. That should hurt to anybody. Nobody should want to give away half of everything that they make.